Autos is a very difficult area. I would say that we have failed to a very large extent. We have failed to a large extent. I am being brutally honest about it. I can give reasons. One of the reasons is that autos are largely regulated by transport department. If I give you, and I don't want to blame them, I have taken the blame on myself, but I also want you to understand the reality. We have about 90,000 autos running legally and many more thousand running illegally in the city. 80% of the auto rickshaws are not with the registered owners. 90% of the auto rickshaws won't be at the address which is registered with the transport department. In nutshell, I can say that hardly any autos run as per the records of address or ownership which exist in the government machinery. That's why transport department has now started computerizing the records. The other day you heard them saying so that they can weed the illegal ones and correct the database of the ownership of auto rickshaw. Now you may ask that how does the database affect your functioning? Suppose we were to take action against 100 autos. We receive complaints of refusal, we receive the complaints of misbehavior, we receive the complaints. But we are not there when this incident is happening. So we register it as a complaint. When the complaint is registered, and I tell you, we register about minimum 25,000 complaints every month. Now, when these complaints are registered, the violation notices, the cases are made, and the violation notices are sent to their registered address, whatever exists in transport department address. The problem is that 60-70% of them don't exist on the addresses which are there. And therefore, our action against auto rickshaws is largely blunted. I may have an auto rickshaw with 50 offences, but I really don't know who owns it, who runs it. The people who own it and who run it are totally different. That is another problem. Therefore, we insist on taking a lot of action on the auto rickshaws on the spot. And every month we book about 10,000 auto rickshaws on the spot. But it is lacking. We require much more action because harassment by the auto rickshaws is much more. Here I again say one example. Merely putting cases on auto rickshaws does not solve the problem. Because you put 100 rupees, again the fine is 100 rupees. You put 100 rupees fine, he will recover that 100 rupees from the next commuter by harassing him more. What we need is cancellation of permits. We need cancellation of their licenses so that they are not able to run that auto rickshaw for 10 days, 15 days. That is when it will hit them hard. Today the law,
but that cancellation
we can't do.
You can't do.
It has to be done by transport department.
But unless you tell the transport department this man is violating rules for long, then only they will react.
You will be surprised that all the offences against auto rickshaws are entered in the same database where they exist. For example, if even on internet, you can see any auto rickshaw. You enter the auto rickshaw number, go to a website, you will find 100 offences pending against him. So we are able to implement these fines when we physically stop them.
So every auto rickshaw of 100 offences, traffic police doesn't act and the transport department doesn't act. Then what will we commuters do?
See, I am giving you a most negative kind of a scenario. Now, I didn't say that we don't act. So there we catch them physically and then recover those fines. We catch them, we immobilize them, stop them, detain them, do all kind of, strong arm tactics and recover that. But that is not a civilized way. Now, you may say that where is the need to work with them in a civilized way because they are not working in a civilized way. No. As a government machinery, we have to follow the rules even if they don't follow. But that is the handicap. In a civilized way, if the fines go to their regular residences or regular addresses and if they don't pay, their permit should be cancelled. And if their permits are cancelled, they will not be able to fleece some more people. Here you keep fining them and even if police will stop them and recover that money, but they continue to run the auto rickshaw. And they continue to run auto rickshaw means they continue to have that weapon with which they can fleece the passengers.